So look, here's the thing. So today, Trump announced universal background checks, blah, 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 blah. Everybody's up in arms, of course, over everything going on. And I just would say, everybody, just be patient. And let's see what he actually does. Because usually he makes these little declarations of what he's going to do. And always as it unfolds and plays out, we find that it's quite different. The way the outcome is different than what we thought it was going to be. Look at how many different topics. Syria, where he supposedly bombed Syria and he was going to start a war, and he'd start this war and all this, everything everybody gets up in arms over. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if these universal background checks that Trump's calling for, if it's just not yet another entrapment for the Democrats like he does every time. How many times does he have to do this before we get it? That this is how he plays ball, basically. There's, from the way that he presented it, it almost looks like he's going to tie it to immigration reform. Well, we all know the Democrats are not going to vote for immigration reform. They just aren't going to do it. And then what's it going to look like? What's it going to look like when they strike down sensible gun control legislation? What will it look like then? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but the indicators are there that it's very possible that that's what could happen and what he's up to. And so I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happens. And so I think we just need to be patient and trust. Put your trust in, his track record, I suppose. And let's just watch. Let's at least give him the benefit of doubt. Not that we should ever just fully trust any human being. I'm never an advocate of that, because human beings make mistakes. They do things wrong all the time and disappoint us all the time. But what I am saying is, give him the benefit of the doubt, and let's see what he actually does and what actually comes of this before we get all up in arms about, oh my gosh, he's gonna, support swiping our guns. Because I really don't think that's the case. I don't think he's for that at all. And I don't think he's so dumb that he doesn't understand what's behind these shootings. These mass shootings, these are not lone wolf people who have been stirred up by rhetoric and, this isn't a gun problem. It's not even a people problem per se. This is generated. This has been their method for a lot of years now. And this isn't what we're seeing with these mass shootings. We all know, who've been following this stuff for a while, where these come from. These are orchestrated, plotted, and planned by deep state, CIA, in order to control the narrative, to either prevent information that's coming out, big, bad information against them, to control the narrative so that we don't get to focus on that and hear about that. And also a back-end way to get us to beg them, so to speak, for common sense gun control legislation. Come on. As if there's such a thing. You can't legislate hate. You can't legislate what's going on here. This has to be an operation to take out the deep state who are orchestrating these mass shootings. So I think that if we're patient and we don't let ourselves get all upset and caught up in the emotion of everything, I think we will see that on the other side of this, it's going to be to our advantage again. We just have to just be patient a little longer. We know that D-class is coming. It should be by the end of this month. The IG report is scheduled to be out by the middle of September, and D-class, some D-class. Now, you know D-class, I've said before, it isn't going to be this massive dump of information, of all the information. It's going to be trickles. It's going to be a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. But the first set of D-class is, I think, going to be coming out by the end of August. That would be when I would expect to see it. I have heard that Attorney General Barr is already preparing it to be released. So let's just wait and see and try to be patient. I know things are tumultuous and I get angry too. I just wrote a post a little bit ago before I had to leave to run an errand about how many more people have to die. I mean, it's so disgusting when you see these people are dying. But you know what? Military intelligence people are dying. Good guys are dying who are trying to fight this stuff. There's death going on all over the place. We just don't hear about it because they can't talk about it right now. So, I mean, I'm sure they're as anxious to stop all of this death and destruction as anyone else. But it has to be done in a methodical way, or it doesn't stick. So, I mean, this is a global network. I have to remind everybody again and remind myself, because I tend to get caught up in this stuff too sometimes. I mean, we're only human with our emotions, but I think if we're patient, we'll see that this is no ordinary president. This is no ordinary time, no ordinary presidency. Nothing about anything happening right now is run-of-the-mill ordinary stuff. So I'm sure there's a plan that we can't see yet, but I think it'll come into focus very soon as we watch what unfolds over the next couple of weeks, maybe the next few weeks. So hang in there, and I would expect there's going to be more false flags, more mass shootings, more death, more destruction, because evil doesn't go down quietly, and we have to remember that. It is a process, and they aren't just going to go away. They're not just going to, give up. They want control, and they're doing everything they possibly can to stay in control and be in control and regain where they've lost control. So, we were told to expect this. We were told things are going to get very ugly and very painful and very difficult for us here. And it will. And this is only the beginning. I don't think that we have even seen the half of how bad things are going to get before it all gets put under control. But I do believe that in the end, we get there. But yeah, you just have to be tough and try to be patient. I know it's hard. It's hard for me too. But anyway, that's my thoughts today.